God, I'm still not used to how bright these freaking things are. Well, we're almost at the 7,500 mile mark. So you know what that means. We gotta head back to the dealership. All right, guys, so we are in the car. We're gonna take it back to the dealership. I'm gonna go up there and have my oil change and transmission filter change done on the C8 Corvette Z06, because this is one of those things that is offered for free at 7,500 miles, plus or minus 500 miles. And you're supposed to do it for warranty purposes. I'll be honest with you, my warranty is gone at this point, and even if it wasn't, it's about to be. Stay tuned for that. But either way, I still want to get it done because number one, it's a free service, but number two, peace of mind. I think the transmission filter in these cars should be replaced a lot more often than GM recommends. I think oil changes are good, cheap maintenance, cheap insurance to make sure your car is continuously running well. So even if you don't do it for maintenance records or warranty purposes, it's still a good idea to do. And I like to document this and throw it up on the channel every now and then because it seems like there's a lot of confusion around the maintenance or the warranty stuff with the C8, especially when it comes to transmission. Again, 7,500 miles is the first time you're supposed to change the oil and the transmission filter. I personally would recommend doing it more often than that. But if you're going to follow specifically what the owner's manual calls for, then do it at 7,500 miles at the very least. It is offered for free as long as your car is within the maintenance plan, which if it's a 25 like mine is, you have 3 years to get it done. So if you don't put 7,500 miles on the car within 3 years, you're probably not driving it enough. I always forget how fun this freaking car is. I know I say this in a lot of videos, but it is an absolute blast to drive the C8 Z06. Between the sound of that engine with the Concept 841 headers, the Soul Cats, the AWE exhaust, all of that combined with just the way this thing drives, it's wild. And I absolutely love it. Listen to this thing. How could you not like that? How could you not like that? Seriously. I don't get it. Oh God, the burbles, everything. This thing sounds so freaking good. Anyway, guys, we're almost to the dealership, and I'm going to go over kind of what we're going to be doing there, obviously, outside of the 7,500 mile maintenance stuff. Just so anybody new to the channel or new to the C8 Corvette in general has an idea of what's going on here. Like I said, I do this video every time I come to the dealership because I want people that are new to the channel to know. I want to educate as many as I can. And we're going to be almost exactly 7,500 miles when we get there. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, like I said, 7,500 miles plus or minus 500, so you can kind of do it between 7,000 and 8,000. But either way, if you're worried about warranty, make sure you're doing that. Like I said, warranty's not really a factor for me here, but I still want to get it done just for peace of mind. There she goes, into the service bay. So like I said, we'll be filming all this stuff, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we are here again, as usual, number 1 Cochran in Cranberry, Zelienople area. This is the only place I trust to do any kind of work on my cars. Greg is going to do all of the stuff here, like we were talking about, the 7,500 mile maintenance, oil change, trans filter. He's really good at it. He's really quick at it too, so I would say we'll probably have it done in about an hour. Then after this, we're going to a car show. I don't think you're going to see that here, but maybe I'll throw it in. Maybe I'll spice this up a little bit. But for the most part, oil change, trans filter, no big deal. Just make sure you're doing it at 7,500 miles, and I'm going to show you kind of how it's done, because honestly, if you have receipts, you could even do it yourself. And that's what I do. I do mine probably every 2,000 to 3,000 miles, maybe a little bit more than that, but I'm doing it pretty much once a year. I typically put about 4,000 to 5,000 miles on the car, so every summer, because again, Pennsylvania weather is not the greatest. But anyway, let's go in and kind of follow them along. I know Greg loves it whenever I shove the camera in his face. I know we already had a start sound of the exhaust, but now we're going to do it inside. Always a thing of beauty when you get to see your car driving. Look at how gorgeous that thing is. The C8 in general is just such a freaking nice looking car. Right into it this time. Greg likes to get burnt by hot oil.
We're gonna raise this up just to shoot.
Yeah, because it's hot and it's gonna splatter. Yep. Don't want any breeze because that oil is gonna be hot. I just drove about a little over an hour to get here, so I know that's gonna come out fast and strong. But first step, that's the dry sump plastic plug. You can see all that liquid gold spilling out of there. Then the main drain plug, which again is straight up and down, so it comes out pretty strong. Am I your last appointment for the day?
Yes.
Nice. So he's going on vacation after this. So drain plug, dry sump drain plug, and then the oil filter next, of course. Not too much craziness to it, but Greg has done it once or twice, so he's pretty efficient at it. Oil filter. There's always more oil that comes out of there than I'd think.
Yeah. I think we're draining all the other.
Yeah, there wouldn't be much left in there. New filter, new rubber gasket. Snap that together, and then back in she goes. And that's basically an oil change right there, guys. So next we'll go ahead and get that pan off for the trans filter. That's the hardest part of it, really, is the million bolts that hold that pan on. Weight reduction. There was a bunch of rocks in there. So there we go. Let's take a look at the bottom here. I've had a couple people ask me about oil leaks, and yeah, I don't see anything happening up here, so that's a good sign. It's a good sign. But obviously right there is the transmission filter housing. A couple little screws, pop that thing out. So when you guys do this, those screws actually get thrown away. The kit comes with new screws, a new gasket, and the new filter, obviously. And it even comes with a new rubber seal for the fill plug if you add some...
little tiny screws?
Yep. If you add some fluid to it, you got to replace that rubber seal on the fill plug as well. I found with my black Z06, I changed this filter 4 times, and it was still more than enough fluid inside where when you remove the fill plug, it actually spilled out a little bit. So you don't typically have to add any fluid to these for just changing the filter. And when you pull that plate off, it gets messy too. So this is one of those things that if you're doing it yourself on a set of quick jacks or something, be prepared. There's going to be a cleanup. And there she comes. So plate's held on there kind of tight because there's a gasket, obviously, so it sits in there pretty tight. There's your blue gasket that will be changed. That's the whole plate that goes back up in there. Filter's still in there, it stays clipped in. He'll grab it, pull it out, put in the new one. And there's the stock, well, not stock, but the old filter. And the new one. It's much whiter. So that just pops up in there. There's the click. It will actually be held in place. And then the new gasket on that little cap cover there. And then of course the new screws came in that bag there, sitting right there with Loctite and everything already on them. And you don't go crazy with these guys. They're soft aluminum into soft aluminum. So
No impacts.
yeah, no impacts. Just put them on with your hand tight, of course. Once he tightens those up, we'll throw the trans pan area back on with all million screws it takes. Literally, look at how many screws there are here. This is all just from that pan. Got to add the oil back in. So for efficiency's sake, he has all the 5W50 put in that jug. So you dump it all in and that's where it's full. We are all finished up here, guys, but I figured he's going to start it and pull it out, so I'm going to give you a third start. Yeah, why not? 3 starts in one video. These things sound amazing. We might as well get as much out of it on video as possible. Oh, that was a good one. All right, papers are all signed and we're in the car and they left the window down, so why not a 4th start on the interior? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Very nice. So now, like I said, we're gonna go to a car show. I'm gonna film a little bit of it for you guys too, because why not? But before we do, we're at 7470 miles. Now we got 100% engine oil, 100% transmission filter. So next, I think probably next spring, I'm gonna do the trans fluid as well, just to show you guys how that's done. I'll do it myself because that's gonna be an expensive one. But either way, we're all wrapped up, 7,500 mile maintenance done, oil change, trans filter, all the good stuff. This is included, totally free. So make sure you're doing it at 7,500 miles at the very least. I've done it already twice up to this point, so this is actually my 3rd time. And yeah, like I said, you can't do this stuff too often. And every single time I change the trans filter, guys, I swear, it is very obvious the car is shifting smoother. So between that oil change and the trans filter, the car literally shifts smoother. It feels like a brand new car again. It's crazy how much of a change that trans filter makes. This is really my way of saying make sure you're doing this, because the car needs it more often than the manual says, in my opinion. And that kind of feeling when you're driving, the trans is shifting so much smoother, just reconfirms this should be getting done more often. All right, so we're a little early, but we already got a pretty decent lineup of cars. We've got a C8 Stingray, C7 Z06, my C8 Z06, Bill's C8 Z06, Doug's C8 Z06, both red mist too. How about that? But there's a good bit of cars here already, even though this doesn't even start for another about half an hour or so. We got a C7 Stingray, C5, C7 Z06 it looks like, C6. This is not Corvette night here either, but a good bit of good bit of Corvettes, and then a C4 over there. I see another C5 up there, 2 C5s up there. Not a bad turnout so far. Like I said, we still got about half an hour before this thing even officially starts. But yeah, like I said, oil, transmission filter changed, ready to go. We got the C8 Rally Driver stuff on there still, looking good. I like it. And then of course, for those of you who are somewhat new to the channel, there's a good bit of carbon fiber on my car. Got the RSC hood, all RSC carbon fibered out. And you guys can save some money on this stuff. If you want to grab some RSC stuff, all you got to do is give them a call, mention Horsepower Obsessed, and you'll save some buckaroos. So, yeah. Then Bill's Red Mist convertible Z06, Doug's Red Mist coupe, Always nice to see these guys. Oh yeah, and then we got the Monte Carlo SS up here. If you guys watch the channel at all, you know I really like these things. These cars have aged so well, still look beautiful today. And meanwhile, this is probably 40 years old. Look at that. That's awesome. Between the Monte and the Buick Grand National, there's another C7 Stingray right there. There's a red C5 poking out back there. Red C5 over here. Yeah, good bit of Corvettes popping in today. I like it. But I'm not going to take too long here, guys. I just wanted to give you a real quick rundown of the car show we're at. So hopefully you liked everything we showed today. A little bit of a car show, oil change, transmission filter change. But yeah, this is the real lineup here. So anyway, thumbs up if you liked it, guys. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And as always, stay obsessed.